There are some birth control methods that are not good for some particular situation or if you have certain ailments. Some birth controls are also risk factor for certain health conditions. For instance, if you have heavy period or you have painful cramps and all, or you have fibroid that causes you to bleed, especially with lots of clots, then do not consider using the copper IUD. However, the progestin IUD is the best option for you. You're welcome to today's video. My name is Odunayo. I'm a public health specialist, and you're welcome to my channel where I discuss everything women's health and how to live healthy day to day. In this video, we'll be talking about how to make the right family planning choice. The use of contraceptive for birth control and family planning has its own pros and cons, that is advantages and side effects. This might get you to become skeptical, confused, or even scared to go on family planning, especially all about these myths about family planning. Yourself with the right information about what your choices are and how your body works. I can guarantee you that going on contraceptive with minimal side effects is guaranteed. The first thing you have to consider is how convenient is this contraceptive method for you. I'll use the pill for instance, where you have to take this pill at the same time every day. For instance, if you take the pill every 10 p.m. this night, you have to take it 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Then that means you have to take that pill the same time every day. If you are somebody whose schedule is usually very tight, or you don't get to remember things like this, that pill might not be your best go-to method because it is not usually very convenient for you. You might not always remember. Another thing you have to consider is how comfortable will you or your partner be when you are on a particular birth control method. For instance, I've had instances where some partners complain that during sexual intercourse, the string from IUD kind of irritates their genitals, and then there are some other methods that might not be convenient. Like some people complain about using condoms. You have to understand if this method causes you any form of discomfort or irritation. Another thing to consider again is if the contraceptive method will actually prevent sexually transmitted infection, especially in a situation where you do not trust the loyalty of your partner, or probably your own self, or you just want to prevent sexually transmitted infection for whatever reasons. The best method to go to at this time is the use of condom. Condom prevents STI. If you go on any other contraceptive method, there's probability or the possibility that you might contract sexually transmitted infection. You should also consider if you're going to have, or you'll be willing to have, your own biological children in future. Some methods such as the use of Nexplanon implants, the use of progestin IUD, copper IUD, injections, pills, all these are reversible. But there are some methods that are not reversible. If you stop having children, your partner can consider a vasectomy. You can consider removing your fallopian tubes. You can consider hysterectomy, which is just removal of the uterus. There are various permanent birth control methods, and there are some that are reversible. So you have to consider, if you still want to have your own biological children, you consider a reversible method. If you do not want to have your own biological children, and then you consider irreversible methods. There are also some methods that we call long-acting reversible contraceptives. They are long-term. Some can stay for up to 10 years, which is about the copper IUD. You can have that for up to 10 years, and have the progestin IUD too for up to 5 years. Those are long acting and they are actually reversible. Once you remove it, your fertility begins to come back, your body begins to adjust back to normal. But of course, they protect you for a really long time. You should also be talking about how effective you want the family planning method to be. There are some methods that are very, very effective. They have about 99% effectiveness. We are talking about the IUD, the Nexplanon, the proper use of condom. If you use your condom properly, condom has about 98% effectiveness when it comes to birth control, and of course it has a double effect of preventing you from getting a sexually transmitted infection. And then there are some other methods that, although they are very active, but they have about 92%. You're talking about the depot shots, talking about the use of pills, and the progestin pill, of course. One major thing to also consider is, how will an unplanned pregnancy affect your life generally? Do you want to take chances? Do you really want to play games? Yeah, do you really want to play games? But if you know that you cannot take chances of having a baby at that point, or particularly with that partner, then you have to go for the most effective family planning method. Like I mentioned before, you'll be considering the IUD, you'll be considering the implant, you'll be considering the use of condom. What I want to talk majorly also about is birth control pills or birth control methods and your health. There are some birth control methods that are not good for some particular situation, or if you have certain ailments. Some birth controls are also risk factor for certain health conditions. For instance, if you have every period, or you have painful cramps and all, or you have fibroid that causes you to bleed, especially with lots of clots, then do not consider using the copper IUD. Like I mentioned before, IUD is in two forms. We have the progestin IUD that lasts for 5 years plus, and then we have the copper IUD that of course lasts for about 10 years. But this copper IUD comes with a lot of bleeding, a lot of cramps, pain and all. So if normally you have painful and every period, which is called dysmenorrhea, or you have fibroid, or you have a particular condition that causes you to bleed, endometriosis and stuff like that, please do not consider using copper IUD. However, the progestin IUD is the best option for you, because even some women have said that using progestin IUD after about a year or 12 months, their period eventually goes away. So if your period is causing you a lot of pain, it's heavy and hot, so why won't you consider going on progestin IUD? In fact, some doctors will recommend progestin IUD for them if you present with either fibroid and you're bleeding a lot. If you are prone to having thrush, that is yeast infection, the use of IUD, because of that strength, and you have to be very, very clean with it. If you know you cannot maintain it, and even without IUD you often come down with thrush, then you should not consider using IUD. Another thing that you should consider when it comes to your health is the issue of breast cancer, cervical cancer and all. Especially if you have family history of breast cancer, please don't go near the pill. You can go near the progestin pill, but the usual pill should not be your go-to method. For some reasons, your religious and cultural background matters when you're going on family planning. There are some religion or some doctrines that would not that is against the use of pills, that is against anything that is modern medicine. If you're in this category, then you'll be talking about natural contraceptive methods, withdrawal methods, calendar methods, sex timing and all. That is what you'll be considering. So you also have to understand not just your own religious or cultural belief, but that of your partner also, because before you go for family planning, you have to be in agreement with your partner. One thing we cannot but say is your pockets. You have to consider your pockets when you're going for family planning. You have to consider the cost of family planning when you're going for it. Although if you go to a primary health care center, family planning will come to you free or at a very, very subsidized amount, but you're going to pay for services. So if you are considering a method such like the depot shots, where you have to go in quarterly, you have to go in every three months, and every 3 months you pay for the depot shots, you pay for the services that are rendered, then you have to consider that. If that is okay for you, paying for that every 3 months and then purchasing the pill every month also comes at a cost. You have to consider the cost of this contraceptive, or of the contraceptive method that you have chosen also. To crown it all up, are you considering a contraceptive method that has a double or additional benefit, that has a double benefit or additional benefit? If you're considering one that has additional benefits, then you should be talking about things like the pill, things like condom. The pill can reduce your risk of ovarian or uterine cancer. It helps with your menstrual cramps. It improves acne. Yes, it improves acne. For some people, they just go on the pill because they want to reduce their acne, or if you are struggling with acne, especially even if you're not sexually active, you're struggling with acne, you have hormonal issues that is giving you acne, you can actually consider using the birth control pill. However, this pill also, do not forget that this pill predisposes you to cervical cancer, ovarian cancer, and liver cancer. Although if you do not have a family history of all this form of cancer, you might not, you don't have to be scared of it. The other benefit is condom, like has double benefit. It is very, when used properly, it is 98% effective as for birth control, and it also prevents sexually transmitted infection. The progestin IUD that also reduces cramps and stops heavy bleeding. Given all these options, you now know the best birth control method that you should be considering. And please, I say again, do not go on this birth control method until you have spoken to your gynecologist, you have spoken to your doctor, and do not administer birth control on yourself at home. Do not administer birth control because that is what your friend, your sister, your mom, or somebody close to you is using and is working fine to them. Your body is actually very different. Speak to your doctor. Use this information to engage your doctor. One of the reasons for this video is so that you have enough information to also engage your doctor when you're going to make inquiry about family planning, or when you want to eventually take up these services. Thank you for watching today's video, and if today is the first time of coming across my face, please, we would love you to be a part of this community. And to be a part of this community, all you have to do is click on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell just beside the subscribe button, so that you'll be notified of all our videos. And if you actually enjoyed today's video, please do well to give this video a thumbs up. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye bye.